The frustration that Jimmy displayed. Cornpop. I'm not going to read the rest of it. Without me asking for it.
Behold, pale horse. I'd pay $5 to see Jimmy Dore body slam a disagreeable guest. Just saying. LOL.
What the fuck?
So you remember when they said they were going to turn the page? Remember this?
But I kind of liked it when she did this. Turn the page.
And you know what else that looks like? Besides looking like they combined a rainbow with a Heil Hitler? It looks like the trajectory of an intercontinental ballistic missile. Turn the page. Doesn't it?
You like that?
You like that?
Okay, so I need you to be with me and practice with me. What are we going to do? We're going to turn the...
It does look like it does look like a bit of a Heil Hitler. Even he won't do it again.
I mean, he looked more feminine than her doing it.
Anyway, but I kind of liked it when she did this. Turn the page. You like that? Okay, so I need you to be with me and practice with me. What are we going to do? We're going to turn the page. Oh, pretty.
He like tries to throw it fast. Like, I'll do it like a tough guy. I'll do it like I'm eating a carburetor.
Hey, I have a question. Why is Tim Walz's wife even talking at all? She ain't running for shit.
I don't know. But anyway, so the irony is they're about turning the page. But again, I've made this point a million times. Kamala Harris is on the page you're turning. She's currently in office. She's the vice president. So you're going to turn that page, and who's on that other page? Her too. So no difference in those pages.
It's the same book. Like, burn the book is what I say.
You mean you're just now turning the page from 2020 now? That's what you're doing? Because that's what aren't you leaving out the 4 years of Democratic control and abject failure? Anyway, so Kamala Harris was given a softball question. She's on The View. And they ask her, what would you do different than, well, here it is, watch.
Well, if anything, would you have done something differently than President Biden during the past 4 years?
There is not a thing that comes to mind in terms of, and I've been a part of most of.
No. She should get a neck tattoo that says "No regrets." That's what she should do.
What do you no regrets?
No regrets
on her neck.
So what would you do different? What would you do different?
If anything,
what would you do different?
Would you have done something differently than President Biden during the past 4 years?
There is not a thing that comes to mind in terms of,
because I'm not usually thinking, things just don't come to my mind, but unless they're written down and I have to rehearse them. So,
and a part of most of the decisions that have had impact.
You think they would have a answer prepared for this question? She's all about turning the page and change and
looking forward.
What would you? We're not going back. What would you change? Nothing. What? So it's going to be just like it was? Yeah. Like they don't have an answer ready for that. That's how bad her campaign is.
Except I'm a woman.
Yeah, Jimmy, I think someone has tried to give her something to say, but I think her entire instinct is to go, like, don't say anything that could screw me up in any way. All you got to do is coast and giggle, and you'll be the lady president. And because I know people have tried to write for her, which has the highest turnover. So I'll bet there's people trying to help her now, and she won't take their lines. I'll bet you.
I bet you're right. Here's Stephen Colbert doing this. So Michael Tracy caught this. He says Kamala was asked how she's different from Joe Biden. And the only thing she could apparently identify is that she's physically different. She's a physically different person than Joe Biden. And also that she is not Donald Trump. She then launches into a meandering ramble about the character of America. Here we go.
Of course.
Polling shows that a lot of people, especially independent voters, really want this to be a change election, and that they tend to break for you in terms of thinking about change. You are a member of the president administration. under a Harris administration, what would the major changes be, and what would stay the same?
Sure. Well, I mean, I'm obviously not Joe Biden.
I noticed.
And so that would be one change in
Yes.
terms of,
Yes.
but also I think it's important to say with, 28 days to go, I'm not Donald Trump. And so.
So if that answer is enough for you to get your vote, you are either very wealthy or you're the child of someone who's very wealthy. So congrats is, I guess, what I'm saying.
Good for you, man. That you can worry. Your main concern in your life that you need help with is that the president is not Trump. That's your
it.
main. That means you don't got nothing else going on.
You know you're in trouble when Stephen Colbert throws you a softball and you drop it. Like the subject of Epstein Island on The View. You know what I'm talking about? Here she goes.
When we think about the significance of what this next generation of leadership.
She did it again. She did it again. Significance. Here we go again. Whenever the word significant comes out, get ready for a long, bumpy ride. Here it comes. Here it comes. That's her same. I think that's her campaign slogan. Significance.
Were I to be elected president, it is about, frankly, I love the American people, and I believe in our country.
Okay.
I love that it is our character and nature to be an ambitious people. You know,
You know how nobody else is in the world? Just the United States. We're ambitious people.
That's special to us.
This is just nothing talk. This is complete nothing talk.
You're supposed to like it.
And it's supposed to sound sincere and profound, but it's not. It's like Larry Merchant, the boxing announcer, when he says something slow, because he talks slow, it makes it sound important. When you were hitting him, I noticed blood. That's all. That's what she's doing.
I'm not familiar with him, but he's like the Sam Harris of boxing. Is what I'm hearing
it's
from
like
you.
yes. So if you say it soft and you say it slow,
Dude, this like pop music. It's like if you want more substance than what's coming out of her dumb mouth, you're like some indie nerd.
Yeah.
Right? Like, oh, you don't like pop music? You don't like K-pop? What's wrong with you?
I'm not Joe Biden. I'm not Donald Trump. Isn't that all you really want from a candidate?
Have aspirations. We have dreams.
We have aspirations. We have dreams.
We
have ambition, aspirations, and dreams. You mean like no one else in the world has that? Everybody has that.
It's unique. I think that's why we're being flooded with migrants, because everybody has that.
Yeah.
You know, by the way, this is her tight five. This is what she says this all the time.
You're right.
Yeah.
It's her tight five.
Incredible work ethic. And I just believe that we can create and build upon the success we've achieved in a way that we continue to grow opportunity and in that way grow the strength of our nation. So for example, my economic policies, I think of it and I've named it as creating an opportunity economy. So it's about things like investing in small businesses. I love our small businesses. The woman who helped raise us, we call her our second mother because my mother worked long days and hours. She was a small business owner. So as a child, I grew up knowing that a small business owner is someone who...
Wait a minute. The lady who raised you, because your mother worked, also owned a business?
Daycare center.
Is that what she owned?
Yes.
What did they do
She's
there?
talking
Satanic
about
programming?
her second mother's the daycare center lady.
So she spent all day at the daycare center? Is that what she's saying?
That's what she said.
Oh. Okay, so that's where they programmed her. So
Okay.
it was a mother of darkness, they call it. In
is
Illuminati.
a leader in the community, hires locally, trains locally, builds, contributes to the civic and the cultural fabric, right? So my plan includes extending a tax deduction for startup small businesses to $50,000 instead of what currently it is at $5,000, because nobody in 2024 can start up a small business with $5,000.
How long have you been in office?
Well, a tax deduction? You also can't start up a business with a tax deduction.
With a tax
you gotta have the
deduction.
money already.
I need capital.